So, well, that was awkward. I'm going to just sit and say that game was a beatdown, pretty much. The Sixers in this game was just outplayed on all facets. They were out hustled, and that showed in rebounding. That showed going after 50-50 balls. Joel Embiid came back. I'm not expecting too much from him. I mean, because he also has to deal with his conditioning and just, play some rust off. I mean, he scored pretty well. James Harden struggled. James Harden pretty much ended with, James Harden ended with 12 points. I think at one point he was like 1 for 10. What kind of annoyed me was the fact that Tyrese Maxey got passive. And I've been saying through this whole series, Tyrese Maxey, Tobias Harris cannot afford to be passive. This is a situation where those two being passive makes it difficult for everybody else. It also didn't help that when James Harden just pretty much tried to bring out Houston James, and that just didn't come to play. He struggled from the field. He struggled from the field badly. Pretty much what I said in the first game, the Sixers can't guard the players one-on-one. They just can't. And as you saw in this series, in this game, the Celtics drived and kicked, and they made 3-point shots. The difference in this is three-pointers. The Celtics is at 39% three-pointers. They pretty much shot 39%. They shot 51 threes. They made 20. Sixers shot 28 and only made 6. So that was 21% for the Sixers. Free throws were pretty even. Sixers shot 39% for field goal. Boston 44%. You got to see the difference of Joel Embiid being in the game and manning the paint, where he got a number of block shots. I think he ended with 5 block shots. It was just that everybody else just didn't score. I can't expect Joel Embiid to sit there and be able to carry the team on his back. He still has to get into rhythm. The bench didn't give us anything. I don't even know if the bench was even out there long. Melton only had 2 points. Niang had 3 points. Daniel had 3 points. Jason Springer has. A lot of these points is coming when the game is out of reach, like Melton, Springer, Daniels. It's pretty much a situation where they were just getting garbage time. So the bench really didn't give anything. So you had the starters in a situation that didn't play. The Celtics started to a standstill, and the bench couldn't keep up with the Celtics bench. Brogdon had 23 points, and Derek White had 15, and Grant Williams had 12. So you pretty much have 37 points coming off the bench from Brogdon and Grant Williams. And they were hot from the three. They were draining the threes, and the Sixers just couldn't keep up. The Sixers were shooting threes, and they were building houses. I'm pretty sure there are a lot of people out there that have a house now because of the Sixers, the way they shot tonight. It's not much to just say about this game. This game was just horrible. It was just bad. And I had a feeling, they made changes. They put Jaylen Brown on James Harden, so he didn't have that situation where he can just strong arm the smaller guards. Once Joel Embiid started, they put Horford on Joel Embiid to bring him out of the lane, so that allowed some space for them to drive and get to the lane. But Joe was still able to recover from it, and they were using P.J. Brown's man to double team. And there's been situations where P.J. Brown is open for a 3 and he's not shooting the 3. This is where in situations where having a person who is just specialized in one thing and being able to at least make them honest comes to bite you in the ass. What also made me annoyed was that unlike the Sixers, Boston was hunting mismatches. The only person who really hunt for mismatches on the Sixers is James Harden. There were mismatches out there that the Sixers should have been taking advantage of. When Tobias Harris has a small person on him, he should be taking him to the hole. But again, this goes into the way the Sixers run their defense. They run their offense. It's one thing about Doc that I don't like. Everything is ran through Joe and James, and that's fine. The problem in the situation, the offense got bogged down, so then you had James at the key, and then you had 4 people on the side, and it makes it easy for Boston to be able to play defense. There was really no ball movement at all. Not at all. They would try to do a pick and roll, and then they're sitting there wasting a lot of time trying to either get the ball to Joe or just going through the motions. And if James is not going to really sit there and pass the Joe on the pick and roll, it's not really helping. So there was no cutting, there was no nothing, there was no. The few times when they sat there and they had ball movement, they were able to score. And this is one of the issues that I have in terms of Doc when it comes to his offense. It's just the lack of ball movement, and the lack of ball movement hurt them today. Boston is already one of the most complete teams, and their defense is strong. With that said, you don't make it easy for them by just standing around. There was too many situations where they're just sitting there standing around and then trying to have to just heave up a shot in the last couple of seconds. And there were times when Maxey had mismatches and should have been taking advantage of it. I'm sorry. If Jaylen Brown is going to sit there and be that hot, I'm going to make Jaylen Brown work. And there was too many situations that they didn't. This is tied 1-1. We're going to Philly on Friday, and we'll see how this goes. They're going to have to stay aggressive. If they don't stay aggressive, you're going to have a lot of blowouts. I don't have much to say about this game. The score says it by itself. 119-84 so far, and there's still a minute and 17 left. Boston made threes, the Sixers didn't, and that was a big difference. All right, you like what you're hearing? Click that bell, subscribe, comment. Talk to y'all later. I'm out.